Greetings, Iain from RTO here. Welcome to another retro ranking where we look at songs instead of albums. And today being Ladies' Day, it's a female artist today. I'm going to look at one of the most successful British female singers in the 1960s. 3 number ones. First British entry to win Eurovision Song Contest as well. And we're talking about Sandie Shaw, or her real name is Sandra Ann Goodrich. And again, both today's artists have been given the MBE. So, Sandie Shaw was born on the 26th of February 1947. Big hits, and then she returned in the 60s, and then she returned to the UK for the first time in 15 years when she returned to the UK Top 40 with a cover of the Smiths song Hand in Glove. And then she retired altogether in 2013, but she left us with some great music. I'm not particularly a fan of her version of Hand in Glove, so it's not in this. But I have got 10 great songs, 3 honourable mentions. So, coming in at number 10, it's 1965 now, and it was 97 in the USA, but a number 1 single in the UK, and it's Long Live Love. I love the start of this. Sandie's vocals were absolutely amazing. It was a very typical sort of pop song from the 60s with a bit of brass and orchestral. It's just one of my favourite songs by Sandie Shaw. Okay then, coming in at number 9, go to 1967 now. Got to number 27 in the UK charts, and it's called Tonight in Tokyo. This is one of the lesser known tracks by Sandie. I love this. It's got that little bit of Japanese sort of twinkles in it, as I called. It should have done more, because I think this is a really good song. But the songs I like, the British public at the time didn't. Okay, then coming at number 8 from 1966, number 32 in the UK, and it's called Run. I remember the first time I heard this, I thought someone was flushing a toilet. That's what it sounded like at the beginning. But what really gives this is the strings. It's really good. You get these strings of atmosphere, then you get that little upbeat tempo halfway through. It's a really good song, and it's a great vocal from Sandie, of course. Coming in number 7 from 1964. Number 3 in the UK, number 42 in the good US of A. Girl Don't Come. Now I remember, obviously I wasn't born when this is, but Sandie Shaw was played a little bit in our house. So this is one of them songs I shall remember from my childhood. I love the trumpet in here. Really adds to it. It's just one of them unique sort of 60s songs that no other decade had, with this brass and orchestral. Got lots of guitar work songs in the 60s, but there was also this sort of orchestral sort of sound. Pretty good track. Okay then, coming in at number 6, 1968 now, got to number 54, a song called Together. Again, it didn't do much in the chart, but it's a really catchy, quirky song. This song could have been, it's one of them songs that sounds like it should have been in a musical. Really love this song, but not everyone does. Okay, then coming at number 5, 64 now, 52 in the US of A, and another of her number 1 hits from 1964, and it's the great There's Always Something There to Remind Me. Great track. I love the shuffle on the drums here, and it builds up, the brass comes in. Yet another great track. Okay, then coming at number 4, go to 1965 now. Now this one got to number 21 in the UK, and it's called How Can You Tell? I think it's one of those songs that should have been higher in the charts. Such a catchy tune, and it's got that real poppy 60s feel to it. It's a shame that he didn't get any higher. Okay, then coming in at number 3, go to 1969 now. Number 6 in the UK, and it's Monsieur Dupont. Love this. Absolutely love this. Catchy. I love the keyboards. I love the vocal from Sandie. It's got that French accordion, so it's very, very French. Just adds to it. Great track. Okay, then number 2. Now this is from 1967. It only got to number 50, and it's called I Don't Need Anything. This is one of the great Sandie Shaw tracks that everyone forgets about. I think it's such a dramatic vocal from Sandie. Lovely arrangement again. This shows what a good singer Sandie Shaw was. Absolutely terrific track. Should have done more in the charts. So, my number 1, I think it's obvious, isn't it? From 1967, got to number 1. Of course, it's Puppet on a String. The bum 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 bum. Great track. Our first ever winner of the Eurovision Song Contest. We'll never win that again, will we? It's very political now, but it's a great track. Now, there's a story about this. Now, when this came out, I was round about 6-7 months old, and apparently, if I was crying or being miserable, when this song came on, apparently I perked up. So it's even in the cradle I was liking music, but apparently when this record came on, I sort of settled down, quieted down. So I think that's why we had it in the collection, purely for me. But there was another track that did that for me, and that's Whistling Jack Smith. Silly really, but I love this song to this day. I think it's just great. So there we are. There are my top 10, but I've got some honourable mentions. Now the first one I've got is a cover song that she put out in 1972. Didn't chart, and it's a version of Cat Stevens' Father and Son. Now I thought I'd give this one a mention because I think Sandie sings this better than Cat Stevens. I never really rated Cat Stevens. It sounds like a whiny Hoover, a bit like some of Bob Dylan. But I think Sandie gave this song so much justice. Much better version of the song. Okay, my second one is from 1969, and it got to number 42. And it's called Heavens Now I'm Missing Him Now. I think I've got that mispresented. Heavens I'm Missing Him Now. Something like that. I think though this song came about 3 or 4 years too late for her, because at the time it was all hippie and psychedelic, but this is sort of one of them 1964 sort of song. It's a great track, a typical sort of Sandie Shaw song. Great track. Okay, then my last one is from 1966, and it's got to number 9 in the UK, and it's called Tomorrow. This has already had a mention this month because it was number 9 57 years ago, and Richard McCook's birthday, if you remember. I love this song, and I had to put it in as an honourable mention. It's funny that I put this together before Richard. I actually looked at Richard's, and I thought, wow, that's good. Same song. The song that's my honourable mention is actually in the top 10. Yeah, it's just a great song from Sandie, and I couldn't leave it out. Okay, that's all for today. For some reason, it seems to be getting darker. Well, it seems like it, but there you go. So tomorrow is what is it tomorrow? Marathon Day. Sorry, I'm not feeling too good today. Hence all the bleh. So tomorrow is Marathon Day, as I said, and it is one of the